How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves and welcome back to another match preview on the channel today. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe, and we are back for another video. They're coming thick and fast now, these matches, and obviously the content on the channel today. As you can see as well, sort of in the background, there has been a little bit of snow in Wolverhampton overnight. So of course Wolves getting that fairly positive result against Tottenham Hotspur, a 1-1 draw in the end. Which I'm sure plenty of us will be satisfied with. But we will be previewing the game against Manchester United, which is going to be at Old Trafford tomorrow, which is the 29th of December. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe and enjoyed your festive period as well with your friends and family. And before we kick off, be sure to go and check out our channel partners over at Football Prizes. They're back this week with a new prize up for grabs for you Wolves fans. You can enter the prize draw with the link in the top of the description down below. And this week it's for a signed Ruben Neves t-shirt, so be sure to check them out. Football Prizes, a link in the description down below, and as always, thank you for them for supporting the channel. But Manchester United is going to be another tricky game. I felt the game against Spurs was going to be tricky because of how Mourinho likes to set up his team. They've had a little bit of a poor little run in at the moment, Spurs, but for the a large part of the start of the season, they were being classed as title contenders by some people. So for Wolves to host them and still grab something, especially after being a goal down within a minute, and we all knew when that goal went in, I think we all had our head in our hands and thinking it's going to be a long evening. But Wolves sort of did quite well, and to get ourselves back into the game, we had to be patient, and we got that goal in the end. So Manchester United is going to be another intriguing challenge, because similarly to how we almost don't know what to expect with Wolves at the moment, we don't know whether we're going to go over back five, back four, and how Wolves are going to attack or defend. It's similar-ish to Manchester United at the moment. They, over the last couple of years, have been quite a counter-attacking team under Solskjaer, but we know when they have the upper hand on the game, United can be so dangerous. But I think the one thing that is letting them down at the moment is how clinical they are. They missed some golden opportunities. I caught a large part of their last game against Leicester. And for me, watching in, they seem to be a team that like to have control of the game. But they did miss one or two golden opportunities. Obviously, that Rashford one right at the start. A plus for Wolves is that United are missing a couple of players, it seems. Rashford is a doubt. Of course, he's been so pivotal for them. Lindelof as well, who's had a good amount of games recently. But the one man, the talisman for them at the moment has been Bruno Fernandes, a player that he's never really been linked with Wolves. But I think maybe last year, before he moved to United, a lot of Wolves fans would have loved him at the club. But he's moved to one of the biggest sides in the country in terms of stature, and he's done so well there. From jumping from Sporting, who they're probably top three in Portugal, but aren't the best side in Portugal. And for him to come into England and do as well as he has been amazing, really. But I think similarly in the last match preview, I said that Wolves, if they can stop Kane and Son, they'll get something positive out of the Spurs game. I think if it can stop Bruno, we'll get something out of this game as well. Obviously, there are other players, though. You still got Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, Pogba if he plays as well. Pogba didn't start that game, so I'd assume he might start this game. But on the reverse side of things, looking back at Wolves, it is going to be quite intriguing to see how Nuno sets us up in this game, because we played, in terms of players that were available, we played quite a strong team against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, which of those players are going to be fresh and fit and ready for this game now? Against Manchester United? In my opinion, I think Nuno might revert back to the back five. We might see that because of how well United like to attack. But at the same time, their defence is so shaky at times. Why don't we start with a back four again? And why don't we attack a little bit more like we did against Spurs? I think as fans, we all enjoyed it a lot more watching that game against Spurs. So it'll be interesting to see how Nuno weighs that one up. But in terms of fitness and condition, is João Moutinho a player, approaching his mid-30s? Is he going to be able to cope with 2 games in 2 days? There's a couple of players there with question marks over fitness. We've seen the 4 players that have already been injured for Wolves. Bolly and Dendoncker involved in that as well. So I cannot come now today and give you a predicted lineup. And it's been so easy over the last 2 or 3 years to predict a lineup. This season it's been almost impossible to do that because you don't know which system and which players Nuno is going to prefer. I think if we were to win yesterday's game, we just needed two things for me. Someone that has got that dead eye for goal. Unfortunately, Fabio Silva got in the right place, right time. Just unfortunately couldn't take away those chances. And possibly a more physical midfielder. And with January approaching just a number of days away now, I think in the next week or so, we may see Wolves making some early movements in the January window. We should really, because we've known of Jimenez's injury and the how severe that injury has been for a number of weeks now. So surely Wolves have got targets lined up and ready to get in as soon as possible. Of course, we'll do transfer rumours videos on that in the future anyway, in the next week or so. But this game is going to be intriguing. Manchester United have had their up and downs, similarly to Wolves this campaign. Solskjaer has got them playing good football in some games and not so good football in others. They've been knocked out of the Champions League despite a couple of decent results in that competition as well. So the full focus for United, I think, short term at the moment is going to be on the League Cup, which they're still in, and on the Premier League until European competition returns for them. But I'm going to hand over now to my very good friend Doob. He's a Manchester United fan, doesn't really do much Manchester United content, but he's been fantastic for sending me in his thoughts ahead of this game.
Thank you to Dave and everyone at Talking Wolves for inviting me on to talk about the Manchester United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers game. First, I'd like to say a big Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all those at Talking Wolves. I hope you had a great festive period. Getting on to Manchester United's season so far, we're doing okay. We're doing all right. I mean, many would say that we're doing terribly, but to be sat fourth in the league with a game in hand, which would push us to second. Yes, we're knocked out of the Champions League, but we've always got the chance of the Europa. I prefer a Thursday night anyway. And also, we have the chance of beating our local rivals, Manchester City, in the Carabao Cup. That's what it's called nowadays? Carabao Cup semi-final, which is also a day at Wembley if we do win that. We've had some surprisingly good standout players. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes is one. He has been the heart and the soul, the livelihood of what Manchester United are doing. Anything good has got Bruno's name attached to it. Obviously Portuguese, which kind of lies inside of your ethos. So I'm sure he'll be wearing a Wolves shirt sometime down the line. But he's just brilliant. He is just absolutely brilliant. His desire, his passion for the game, and his want to do better and to do more is very evident to see. He is a natural born leader, and as many people have already said at Manchester United, we do lack that. So it's good to have him. I also think Scotty McTominay has been playing quite well. He gets a lot of shit really because he's just a rubbish Darren Fletcher apparently. But no, I think he's done well. He's solid at the back there. Fred as well. The midfield has done well. Obviously, we've got a quite good front three, but we're just not clinical enough. And I feel we'd be doing better if we had a out-and-out number 9, like, maybe Cavani that could play up top every single week without getting injured or tweeting silly things. Instagramming. He did it on Instagram, so that kind of makes it worse. My thoughts on the Wolves game. I'm scared. I've been scared every game, to be honest, because we just don't know which Manchester United's going to turn up. Is it the United team that's going to turn up against Leeds, which, just absolutely went rampant in front of goal? Or are we going to have the same sort of game against, when we played City and we drew 0-0? I'm hoping, I really do hope that United win the game. We are at home, which means nothing nowadays, to be honest. Neither of us are allowed fans, so it wouldn't matter either way. But you would like to think on the performance tonight and seeing what Wolves did, they are dangerous. You are dangerous. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a score draw, which doesn't suit us, but we'd take a score draw at the end of it, I guess. It's better than a loss. Nobody wants to lose nowadays. But recently, you've done well against us. Ruben Neves has scored a banger against us, if I remember rightly. Maybe a couple of times, actually. But we are one of the informed teams in the league at the moment. I think only Everton in the last 5 games have done better than we have. And we're currently tied with that other team in Merseyside. So it's interesting. It really is interesting. And it just all depends on what Manchester United turn up. But my prediction for that game is going to be a 1-1 draw, just like you had tonight. Neto looked scary tonight. His pace against Maguire, against Lindelof, against Bailly, whichever. I'm assuming he's probably going to go through at the back a bit like Mourinho did tonight. He might go with the diamonds against you, but and then have Matic just out in front. But Neto is scary. Ruben Neves, because he just loves to score against United. It might be an audition for a midfielder that we need in the summer. You never know. But that's my predictions. That's my thoughts and feelings on the Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Manchester United game. Good luck. I hope it's just a good quality game and none of that rubbish VAR stuff. But stay safe. Wash your hands. We'll see you next time.
Big thanks again to Duke, much appreciated. You can find a link to his Twitter page in the description down below. This is the part where I normally try and give my predicted lineup, but it is so difficult to do that today. Like I said earlier, I think Nuno will go with that back five. Patricio in goal. Cody's a definite in there. I'd probably say possibly if Bolly's not back, we'd see Sace and Kilman return as a back three there. And then Semedo and Marçal, if Marçal is fit, because he did pull up a little bit towards that end of that Spurs game. I think he has been having a little bit of an issue. I think it might be a groin issue. He's been having a little bit of an issue there. Obviously, if he's not fit, Aït-Nouri would come in. You know what? Matinho and Neves didn't do too bad against Spurs. If Matinho can't quite cope with that demand, I'd say Neves and Otasawi in the middle there, assuming Dendonker's not fit. And then go with a front three of Fabio Silva, Pedro Neto, and either Daniel Podence or Adama Traoré. If I had to pick, I'd probably say Podence. But we know how good Adama can be. It's just I know, again, he's had a couple of minor injury issues. Nuno said this week he's been nursing a foot injury. If we can hold off on him for 60, 70 minutes and then bring him on full focus on the last half an hour of the game just to run at that Manchester United defence, it'd be quite intriguing. But I think it depends, I think Nuno almost, he played that back four because he almost knew Mourinho was going to sit back. Let's see if he can mastermind and try and play the mind games with Solskjaer. Is he going to know how Solskjaer is going to set up? Because Oddie's a little bit like Nuno, where he's got a couple of different systems to play with. If United go with a back five and play quite counter-attacking, we might be able to get the ball and pile some pressure on Manchester United like we did against Spurs. Listen, if we can get a point or even 3 points out of this game, despite that result against Burnley, I would still class this as a successful festive period. So if we can get 4 points out of those two games, that'd be bang on. And I think we've done a job well done in these games in such a close period of time. But guys, let me know your thoughts ahead of the game in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. And enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'll see you all very, very soon.